Now on KOAM, ArtCon is back with celebrities, cosplay, games, a day of fun and art you'll want to hear about. In the Joplin Library celebrated Black History with interactive displays, local groups, and inspiring presentations. Plus, a small town meeting in Parsons is raising big questions about a proposed underground nuclear microreactor.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
5 people are under arrest following a multi-agency operation in Cherokee County targeting crimes involving minors. This is KOAM News. I'm Blake Gully. The operation took place Thursday and Friday of this week in Cherokee County and involved multiple law enforcement agencies working together. Investigators say 5 people were arrested with charges now submitted to the county attorney for consideration. Authorities say the suspects face several charges connected to crimes involving minors. Those charges include sexual exploitation and electronic solicitation of a child, aggravated human trafficking, and unlawful use of communication device. In a statement, Cherokee County Sheriff Brian Henderson says law enforcement will continue working to protect children from those who choose to prey on them while they are vulnerable. Meteorologist Donald O'Keefe joins us with the first look at weather.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty nice day today, and we're going to continue to have nice days over the next couple of days. Taking a look at our high for today, we got the 61 degrees. The average is 48 degrees for this time of year. So that means we're 13 degrees above average, and we're going to stay above average, like I said, over the next couple of days. For tonight, we're going to drop down to only 44 degrees, mostly clear for our skies. It is going to be a bit breezy. Winds can gust up to about 20 miles an hour for tonight. Let me take it through tonight through tomorrow. So we're going to see some partly cloudy skies to clear skies across the region. Some clouds are going to start to build in by tomorrow morning. Those temperatures about the low to mid 40s across the area. Then by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and that sun's going to start coming out. Temperatures are going to be about the mid 60s for us on Sunday afternoon. We're going to even see warmer temperatures by Monday, and I'll have those details coming up.
The Joplin Public Library hosted its annual Black History Fair, bringing the community together to honor Black history in Joplin. The event featured local organizations, interactive displays, and short presentations highlighting past, present, and future contributions of the African American community. Library leaders say the goal is to educate, celebrate, and inspire across generations.
I like that the artist we have in this exhibit really shows how you can take something like art and you can relate it to your personal history. You could tell your personal history. You can speak from the perspective of your community, and also you can speak about the past, about your personal history and the community's history, and it all just rolls into it.
The exhibit runs until March 5th when a reception will be held with the artists attending. ArtCon hit Neosho Junior High today, drawing over 2,000 fans and 100 vendors. Attendees met celebrity guests, joined panels with Q&As, and enjoyed video and tabletop games. Cosplayers showed off their costumes and competed for cash prizes, while artists and vendors sold special items. The event offered fun for the whole family and celebrated art, fandom, and community.
I just hope people just have a good time and enjoy coming out and celebrating all things nerddom. I'm a big nerd myself, so I love comic books. I write comic books. I love superhero movies and anime and all that stuff. So like, this is heaven for me.
Community members in Parsons, Kansas gathered this afternoon for a question and answer session involving around the proposed nuclear installation in Labette County. KOAM's Mitch Adams brings us more details.
Community members in Parsons gathered to ask questions and share information about a proposed underground nuclear microreactor. A company based in California named Deep Fission is behind the project. A group opposing this, named the Prairie Dog Alliance, presented information regarding the project.
This is experimental, and this is nationwide. I don't think that the Labette County Commissioners or the Great Plains Industrial Park board members understand that the entire United States is looking at Parsons, Kansas, to determine what will happen with these micro nuclear reactors nationwide.
Residents were invited to the meeting to state their opposition or support for the project.
So they're concerned about the borehole itself, the stability of it. They're concerned about the fact that the design for this reactor has not been completed by the company. We're concerned, of course, for the financials of the company.
Deep Fission has raised around $30 million for the project, but has millions of dollars in deficit, leading residents to have questions about what will happen if this project is not properly funded or if the company ceased to exist.
If you put nuclear material in a microreactor and you put it a mile down, what guarantees do we have that that company is going to be here 2 years from now, 5 years from now, after this project is completed and they go critical?
Prairie Dog Alliance says it's up to the people to make their oppositions heard about the project, asking all those who do oppose to reach out to legislators to voice their concerns.
We have a Facebook page. I'm trying to update it with relevant information. I want everyone in the public to know that we are going to remain committed to making sure the community is safe because our friends and our family live here.
In Parsons, Kansas, Mitch Adams, KOAM News.
According to Reynolds, the project, an underground reactor, is totally experimental, referring to rural southeast Kansas as the guinea pigs for the project. Still ahead on KOAM News, a new stroke medication could prevent repeat strokes without the bleeding risk of traditional treatments. And later, from a 13-year-old hero to saving his family to a stowaway raccoon traveling across the ocean. Take a look at this. Nearly 800,000 people in the U.S. suffer a stroke each year, and many happen in people who have already had one. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither speaks with a researcher about a new medication that could be a game changer for people from stroke survivors.
In the U.S., someone has a stroke every 40 seconds, and about 1 in 4 survivors have another stroke within 5 years. Part of traditional post-stroke treatment includes blood-thinning medications to help lower risk of another event, but it can come at a cost.
All blood thinners in some way raise the concern about an increased risk of bleeding.
Dr. Andrew Russman with Cleveland Clinic says post-stroke treatment options haven't changed much in decades, but he's one of the investigators studying the safety and efficacy of a new class of oral medications called Factor XIa inhibitors.
They work by preventing the pathologic or bad clots that occur in the body, but they don't seem to interfere with the good kind of clotting that's important for the normal healing process.
Researchers say a national clinical trial of a drug in this new class found evidence it reduces risk of recurrent stroke when added to standard therapies without increasing the risk of major bleeding.
It's a game changer in the care of acute stroke patients, and that's something that gives us hope that we can prevent stroke in a large population of patients and add on to existing therapies.
The manufacturer, Bayer, says the medicine has received fast-track designation from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
I think there is some anticipation that if this medication goes through this thoughtful review process, we would hope to see the drug available around this time next year.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Later, from a 13-year-old saving his family to a raccoon stowing away across the ocean. This week was full of surprising stories. You won't want to miss that coming up later.
And tomorrow is Super Bowl Sunday, and we're going to see nice temperatures, and that continues even to Monday as well. I'll have those details coming up.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Well, today turned out to be a pretty nice day, nice and sunny, and on the warmer side as well. We got up to 61 degrees for a high today, and the average is 48 degrees. We're 13 degrees above average. We're going to stay pretty much above average for the next week or so. For tonight, we're going to only drop down to 44 degrees, mostly clear skies. Like I said, on the cooler side, but not too bad for that temperature compared to how it was about a week and a half ago. It is going to be a bit breezy tonight. We can see wind gusts about 20 miles an hour. All right, let's take a look through tonight into tomorrow. So we're going to see mostly clear skies tonight as we get into Sunday morning, increasing cloud cover. There's those temperatures right around the low to mid 40s for the region. As we get into Sunday afternoon, it is Super Bowl Sunday. That sun is going to start coming out, and the temperatures are going to be about the mid 60s. So make sure you get outside and enjoy that nice sunny weather before the game starts tomorrow evening. Getting into Sunday night, Monday morning, we're going to have clear skies. Temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler on Monday morning, about the upper 30s, but we're going to warm up significantly by Monday afternoon, getting into the low 70s across the region for us on Monday afternoon. If you're planning your day for Super Bowl Sunday tomorrow, we're going to see nice sunny skies by the afternoon, about a high of 64 degrees for Joplin. Tomorrow night, dropping down to 36 degrees, a little bit on the colder side, mostly clear, but the winds are going to be a little calmer for us Sunday night. All right, we've seen a pretty different temperature trend over the last couple of days. On Friday, we were in the low 60s. We got up to 64 for tomorrow. We're going to see 72 on Monday before we cool back down Tuesday, back to about 60. Taking a look outside at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Camp, not too bad of an evening. Like I said, those temperatures are feeling a little bit better than how they were a couple weeks ago. Let's take a look at our upper level flow over the next week. What is going to be coming up for us over the next 7 days? Well, right now, this is actually a Monday. We're going to see a nice, clear, high-pressure system over our area. That's what's going to see those temperatures be well above average. But as we get into Tuesday, we're going to have a weak system push in, just cooling temperatures down just a little bit. It's going to stay dry, though. That's going to be the same for Wednesday as well of next week. And the next change is going to be about Thursday. We're going to warm back up again as another high pressure starts to slowly build its way back in. But we're watching a system out to the west make its way into our area by Friday into Saturday, increasing rain chances for our area through Friday into Saturday morning. We might even hear a rumble of thunder as well with that system. That pushes out by Sunday, and we rebound back into the temperatures will rebound back into the 60s. All right, let's take a closer look. This is Monday. Temperatures in the low 70s, nice and clear. As we get into Tuesday, that weak system pushes in a bit. Temperatures cool down to about the mid to upper 50s. As we get into Wednesday, temperatures are back into about the mid 50s, so a little bit on the cooler side for Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday of next week, we rebound back to the low 60s, and then that next system pushes in Friday morning. There's those rain chances. It could be a wet drive for your commute on Friday morning. We're going to see rain continue through Friday, and like I said, maybe even a rumble of thunder as well. By Saturday afternoon, that pushes off to the east. Temperatures rebound back to the mid 60s for our area by next Saturday. Let's take a look at our 7 to 10 day here. 64 degrees on Sunday, 72 degrees on Monday, cooling off a bit by Tuesday back into the low or mid 50s, and then rain chances next weekend. But that's right, 72 degrees on Monday.
And I will be on the barbecue pit on Monday with those temperatures. Thanks, Battle. Still ahead, a Gorilla football star transfers to an MIAA opponent. Plus, New Heights looks for first place finish in the Warrior Classic. Ben McLeish has those stories and more coming up next in sports.
We've got some big news out of Pitt State today as the Gorillas starting quarterback signs with a new team. Last month, reigning MIAA Offensive Player of the Year Jackson Berry entered the transfer portal. Today, he joins another MIAA squad, Fort Hays State. The redshirt senior will stay in Kansas but play for a rival team, meaning the Gorillas will face their former quarterback in 2026. Well, it's the final day of the Macaulay Warrior Classic as teams look for first and third place finishes on the hardwood. The hosting Warriors take on Thomas Jefferson, looking to secure a third place finish. Third quarter, Macaulay Catholic down by 1. Isabella Gilligan passing down low to Ellie Bohachik. She puts it up and in after the Warriors bounce. Warriors back on top. They'd keep piling it on. Sam Conrad on the fast break after the steal. Takes it herself for the basket. The Cavs would bring it back to a 1-point game, but they just missed this steal attempt, leaving Bohachik wide open for the lay-in. End of the quarter, here comes the dagger. Vanessa Diaz from 3, she knocks it down. The Warriors take a 9-point lead into the final 8 minutes, and they wouldn't stop there. Diaz to Gilligan, up and in, as the Warriors cruise to the 52-45 win over the Cavaliers. New Heights taking on Greenwood in the title game. Opening possession off the miss. Jesselyn Beaver collects the board, spins, and lays it back in for the Cougars' first points. Now Ella Nelson driving. She'll bank in the floater to give New Heights an early 3-point lead. The Blue Jays tie it up, but Carly Doris will hand it off behind the back for Beaver, who splits the defenders and puts it up for 2. Now Doris is going to take it herself. She drains the left-handed floater for the Cougars. Here's Truly Prater with the rebound, passing it out to Doris. Her triple is nothing but net to give New Heights a 7-point advantage, but the Jays storm back to beat the Cougars 53-35. Well, the Gorillas and Lions have an absolutely loaded schedule today on the hardwood and the diamond. The Lady Gorilla basketball team has a scare with 16-loss Newman, ending regulation tied with the Jets, but PSU pulls through in overtime for the win. And the men's team manhandles Newman for the 38-point victory. The Gorillas scored 55 in just the first half and never trailed the Jets. The Lions sweep the Hornets on the road. The women's team trailed Emporia in the fourth quarter, but outscored the Hornets by 11 to storm back for the win. They're 8th in the last 9 games, and the men were dominant offensively, scoring 93 to outscore Emporia by 20 points. Gorilla softball is out west for the Southern Colorado crossover, and PSU remains undefeated on the season with wins against Adams State and Colorado State. Tomorrow, the Gorillas have a rematch with the Timberwolves. A win would give them their first 9-0 start since 1979. First pitch is set for 11 a.m. And Missouri Southern also has a 2-win day, taking down Arkansas Tech and Southwest Baptist in the Alvey Early Memorial Classic. The Lions are off to a strong 8-1 start. Tomorrow they finish off the tournament with a doubleheader against Texas Woman's University and Jewell College. Pitt State baseball continues its dominant start to the season with a 19-0 win over East Central. Columbus native Landon Midget has himself a day with 5 RBI on 2 hits. With the win, the Gorillas moved to 6-0 on the young season. They've scored at least 10 runs in 5 of those 6 games. And after a contested loss to Henderson State yesterday, the Lions dominate Harding, taking down the Bisons 11-1 via mercy rule in 7 innings to move to 2-1 on the year. Starting pitcher Owen Schneider was nearly perfect on the mound, tossing 5 scoreless frames on just 2 hits. So an undefeated day for Pitt State and Missouri Southern, but that's all we have for sports. We're back with more after this.
A teen makes a Superman ocean swim to save his stranded family. A raccoon stows away inside a car shipped around the world. Jeremy Roth takes a look back at some of the week's wildest and weirdest stories, and take a look at this week.
Take a look at the week we had. A 13-year-old Australian boy was called a hero after authorities say he made a superhuman 2.5-mile ocean swim to save his stranded family. Austin Appleby, his mother, and 2 siblings were kayaking and paddleboarding off the Australian coast when they were swept out to sea. Austin's mother made the difficult decision to send her son for help, but after his kayak took on water, he abandoned it and swam the rest of the way. Once he got to land, he alerted authorities, who located the family clinging to a paddleboard and got them to safety. A furry stowaway was discovered inside a car in Eastern Europe that had made a lengthy journey all the way from the United States. Officials in Belarus say the vehicle was being unpacked from a shipping container when they spotted a live raccoon on the dashboard. They believe the pint-sized passenger, which they nicknamed Senya, had endured the long ocean journey with no food or water and turned it over to local veterinary specialists for quarantine and care. An unexpected wild ride was captured on dash cam on an Oklahoma highway when an encroaching car forced a semi-truck onto the shoulder, where it lost traction and spun 180 degrees around in oncoming traffic. According to the Tulsa PD, no one was injured, but the semi did have to drive back to an off-ramp in the wrong direction to get its trailer back in the right direction. Finally, a fan favorite moment of the week was an intimate one shared between a new bride and her adorable daughter, who burst into tears upon seeing her mom in her wedding dress. Megan Jenkins said she thinks her daughter Ava, who was also the ceremony's flower girl, was just excited because Jenkins' marriage to her longtime boyfriend meant they were finally becoming an official family. For Take a Look at This Week, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Yeah, so Donald, what's your wrap-up for weather tonight?
Yeah, we're going to have pretty nice temperatures over the next couple of days. We're going to have a nice Super Bowl Sunday, high of 64, then 72 degrees on Monday before we cool down a bit by Tuesday. And we're also going to possibly see some rain chances by next weekend as well.
That's great. And that's our time for tonight. That's the news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.